Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I have been asked a lot about this topic behind the scenes in the past week, but I've chosen to wait to do a video on it because I figured the next video I would do on it was the crystal opening itself. For those of you that maybe don't remember or missed videos or have slept since then, which I barely have, so that probably doesn't categorize me in that subject matter. When the daily specials were first buffed last Monday, over a week ago, I was very adamant about the fact that there's no way that Kabam could justify having the drop rates of these crystals lower than the regular Cavalier crystals. And some people gave me a pushback and said my math was off, and I thought that argument was ludicrous. And it turned out that argument was ludicrous. Not to be confused with the rapper. Because Kabam had shortchanged us essentially in half of what we should have gotten. These should have been at least a minimum of 3%, but they were 1.5% for a 6-star. Ironically, the 5-star was better than this, I think. Wasn't it like 17%? So the 5-star drop rates were better than they should have been, and the 6-star were way worse. And of course, if you're somebody who's going for daily wallet breaker, daily throne breaker, daily Cavalier crystals, you want the highest percentage for 6 stars. It's not that 5 stars. I think the idea that 5 stars is the new 4 stars is one of the dumbest arguments that I see so often made on the community for people who don't care about 5 stars anymore, and yet then I see them, when they're desperate, use their best 565 to take down the Eternity of Pain boss, or to complete and explore Act 7 against, say, Act 7 Kang, or to do the Gauntlet. You name it. 565 5 stars have never been cheaper to rank up and have never been cheaper to max sig, and that's a huge win to everybody in the community who isn't trying to turn their backs on the value of maxed out 5 stars. Well, it is in the spirit of that, especially when you consider that 5 stars are now guaranteed for $50 American. Obviously, if you're in Australia, Canada, India, etc., you're going to be paying a higher exchange price. It's in the spirit of that we talk about how Kabam, when it comes to breaking their own terms of service, which is what they did a week ago when they gave us the wrong crystals, and they acknowledged it on the forums that same day. They've waited longer than a week to give us the compensation, and it's just 1 or 2, depending on how many of them you bought. You might have bought the Cavalier, you might have bought the Thronebreaker, you might have bought both. Just 1 or 2 replacement crystals. And if my luck on these is any indication of what it's going to be, I will open nothing but 3 and 4 stars from them anyway, and it'll be a good chance for people to laugh and say, well, we at least know one YouTuber's crystals that don't always feel rigged. But with that being said, it's been over a week now. And so I thought, why don't I make a video on this, talk about how this is historically Kabam dropping the ball. And also, I have this motto when I go out to eat with family or friends or Israel or whoever. Israel is my girlfriend's name, by the way. Sometimes I say that and people are like, Prof, you can't go out with the whole territory. I'm not saying like I'm going out with England or, Mexico. I'm saying my girlfriend's name is Israel. It can get kind of confusing. Anyhow, whenever I go out with my friends or family or significant other or whoever, whenever it feels like it's taking a little bit longer than normal for the food to arrive, I always say, I'm going to go to the restroom. You're welcome. Because somehow when I go to the restroom, even if it's just for like 3 minutes, and then I come back, the food's usually waiting to be eaten. It's like I timed it to where I leave and the food comes. My YouTube career has been a large pattern of this in a different way, in that when I talk about compensation weight and I talk about even like news weight, somehow for no real like logical reason, within the same hour or 2 or 6 that I make the video, the thing that we've been waiting on fixes itself. The best example I can give of this is when the game drops and is down for like 30 minutes or an hour, and I talk about how it's not just you, the game is on emergency maintenance and won't open. It doesn't matter if you delete it from your phone and re-download it, it's still not going to open. And then like people start to watch it, and then the game clears itself up. And I think, well, there you go. You're welcome. It's like the food coming to the table. So hopefully me making this video is a sign that the compensation will be here today. But Kabam, given that they violated their own terms of service on both the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, has some explaining to do as why this has taken now 8 days to get resolved. So that is the update. The next time I do a video on this should be, knock on wood, when I open the compensation crystals, which will be 2 compensation crystals owed to my account. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.